What's aging us? What are we wearing? And me as well. What are we wearing that's actually aging us? So I've gone through an article recently, come up with a list of things they're suggesting that is actually making us look older. And the first item that I have agreed with is t-shirt dresses. Now I don't have any, I have in the past, and I know what they mean. In the article they mean they're cheap. You're not going to get a t-shirt dress a decent t-shirt dress in Balkan or in Mango or in Talbots, Chico's and so on. You're going to get them in the cheaper stores. They're cheap material. They're going to either be a tent on you, so covering you up totally and shapeless, or they're going to be clinging in the wrong places. So let's just abandon the t-shirt dresses, and what you can wear instead is the ones that skim, and I've discovered some nice ones in Seasalt this year that just skim down. They're still a breathable material, so they're still going to give you that sort of feel of a t-shirt dress. It's still going to be your day dress that you're not going to wear out, for a meal. It's one you're going to wear out generally day to day, but it's going to look good on us rather than clinging or a tent. The other item totally agree with is capris. And I have said this numerous times. I have got videos up here on why capris don't work. But if you want to wear capris, why in fact you could change it up a bit so to actually help make them work. But capris they're a uniform of a certain age. And they do nothing very much to flatter us. They advertise that we're not up to date. And the other item that would do exactly the same is skinny jeans and jeggings. They cling to our legs. So our legs, all the lumps and bumps in our legs are actually showing through the jeans when they're really, really tight, or jeggings when they're tight, and doing nothing to flatter us. Clinging to our rear. Well, who really wants to see my rear? I'm 61. Who wants to see my rear? Nobody. Clinging there. Maybe our underwear's showing through as well. And they're not current. And I really do feel strongly that we need to be dressing currently, not ridiculously, but we must not be wearing things that were on trend 5 years ago and certainly aren't now. Cold shoulder would be another one. If you're wearing a cold shoulder top, it really does show that actually you're out of date. It might be a beautiful blouse. I've really had a lovely blouse that was cold shoulder. So upset actually that it was cold shoulder, because apart from that, it's a beautiful blouse. Bit of a boho style. I loved it. If I wear it, it makes me look like I'm not current. I don't know what's going on in the world now. I'm not with it. I've got no knowledge about current affairs necessarily because I'm not looking current. Oversized dresses as well. Dresses that are just tents. We think we might be doing ourselves a favour by wearing a dress that's covering us up, but actually it's advertising. We've got some stuff that we to cover up, and it's not looking flattering. We can, if we're trying to cover up our tummy with a dress that looks like a tent, well, actually there are so many blouses and wrap dresses, wrap blouses. There are lots of options, which I've also got another video that we could be using instead of a tent. That goes for tent blouses and tent dresses. Cardigans, yeah, I agree with that as well. I think cardigans are a great investment, great item to have in our wardrobe. It's something I wear indoors. They're useful indoors because you're not going to wear a jacket or a blazer indoors, are you? Why are you going to do that? You can't move your arms, you're all restricted. You can't do your tasks around the house. Or if you're working in an office, you're not actually going to be able to, move your arms around the desk to use the keyboard and so on. So your blazer for going to the meeting, going out the office, or going to see friends if you're retired like me, or in the house, you can wear your cardigan. So if you want to dress to impress, don't wear a cardigan. I do have a video on that as well, actually, here that you can actually look at and see some cardigan do's and don'ts. Glasses. We really need to keep our glasses up to date. So it's important not just to go to the opticians every few years for our eyesight, but also see if we're actually on trend in the glasses that we're wearing and the glasses frames and sunglasses too. oversized, gaudy jewellery. If we're still wearing the jewellery, and we have been wearing jewellery, gaudy, large jewellery for the last 5 years, it's time to ditch it, because it is just making us look old. But some larger jewellery is starting to come back into fashion. So put aside what you've been wearing, the gaudy, matchy beads and necklace and earrings, and bright coloured. What is on trend is necklaces with a cord, a black cord or a coloured cord, and that can be a big bold pendant on the end of the cord, or it could be smaller. And the other is statement earrings. So then bigger earrings are also currently emerging as an emerging trend. So we're moving a little bit away from the finer jewellery. So it's almost a point where you can actually go back to wearing your gaudy jewellery. But we're not quite there yet. So what you want to is your pendants on a cord or your statement earring. Also mentioned on the list is shiny tights. Yeah, I get that, actually. I think maybe it is only women of a certain age, my age upwards, that would wear the shiny tights, and maybe we shouldn't. So if you're in an atmosphere or an environment where the ladies are wearing pantyhose and tights, maybe it's a work environment, whatever, have a look and see what the younger women, the women in their 30s and 40s, have a look and see what sort of tights they're wearing, and then replicate that, I would say. I'm not in that type of environment, so I can't say what is around and not around. But anyway, it was pointed out that shiny pantyhose is aged. And before we go any further, I do want to point out that I know some of you are watching me on a TV. To subscribe, and I'd love you to subscribe because I want to get to that silver play button. So if you're just watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, because it will help me get to that silver play button. If you're on the TV, just scan the QR code. I'll come up on your phone and you can just subscribe. The other surprising thing is matching your lipstick to your outfit. So if you're wearing like a fuchsia coloured top and a fuchsia coloured lipstick, that's a bit mumsy apparently, and mumsy is aging. Don't worry about matching your lipstick. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily wear red lipstick with a pink fuchsia blouse, but I'd go for a light pink, say, rather than the same fuchsia matchy. And talking about matchy jewellery, those sets of jewellery, that is aging. If you're going to get a necklace and earrings and it's big statement and it's a set, don't wear them together. Don't wear them together. Too dark a lipstick. I agree with that. I think as we get older, our skin tone's got lighter, our hair's got lighter or greyer, in my case greyer, and a dark lipstick is going to make me look sort of washed out and sallow. And I have found that I am needing more to wear the softer pinks, not the peaches. Peaches is aging as well, and the oranges are just going to make your teeth look yellow, and the peaches are aging. So yeah, the more pinks, the soft pinks are really the direction I'm going in, and maybe that would suit you as well. And while we're on the topic of kind of the makeup and so on, thin eyebrows. I know a lot of people pluck their eyebrows when they're younger. Do you know what? Being a natural type of person, I just put up with my eyebrows. I did not pluck them. I've got the benefit of that now because I've actually got eyebrows, so I don't need to fill my eyebrows in. But there are lots of products out there and techniques that can actually allow you to fill your eyebrows in. So consider that. If you've got, thin eyebrows, use either the eyebrow pencil's got fibres in, or you can have treatment on your eyebrows to give you a sort of that a perma eyebrow kind of look. And while we're on the subject of eyes, eyeliner, thick eyeliner. Now, I know they say actually less is more with eyeliner as we get older to make us look younger, but I do think we have to weigh that up with pretty eyes. I like my makeup to look pretty, I want my face to look as pretty as possible and as young as possible at the same time. So that's not doing, in my case, it's not doing away with eyeliner at all. I tend to prefer now to wear a softer eyeliner, and definitely I've never worn it all the way along my lower eyelashes. I've never done that. So it's definitely half. but a softer shade. I won't wear black now. It's more soft, tend to wear either soft teals or a soft, really light brown. And Sephora, I've got some good eyeliners that I like and use. And then up above, I do a tight line, which is right at the waterline, because that really emphasises my lashes. It makes the eyes a little bit smaller. So if you've got small eyes, then don't tight line, because it does shrink them a bit, because you're bringing the line in closer to your eye, so you're closing it up a bit. But I can afford to do that with the size of eyes I've got, so I still tight line above, and that's with a darker shade. A pet hate of mine, or one that I think is aging and that I didn't see on the list though, is oval nails. And my grandmother had, she shaped her nails so as they were ovals. And I really, really, when I see oval nails on a lady over 50, I feel it really is aging. Younger people are wearing huge long nails. Well, some of them are. But go for more of a rounded square shape rather than the oval. Another one, it's not on the list, but it's one that I've heard elsewhere, is matching your fingernail nail varnish to your toenails. You don't need to have the same colour. And having the same colour can be a little bit dated looking. So the modern way is actually ignoring that. Ignore what colour your toenails are and your fingernails are. Put whatever colour you want on your toenails, whatever colour you want on your fingernails. Be a lot more casual. All of this really is saying be more casual. Don't be bound by the rules of matching bracelets, matching lipstick to clothes, matching nail varnishes to each other. I do have a website where I put items that you are loving and buying from my videos and buying from my Instagram. On a weekly basis, so I'm updating it, so you'll always see items that are currently in the shop. So whenever you're watching this video, if you look at my website, you'll find some up-to-date items, and my website's here. Just scan it with your phone. There you go. There's a website. Of course, with makeup as well, reduce how much powder makeup you're using, because that just sits in the cracks. Concealer sits in the cracks around your eyes. Powder sits in the cracks around your face. Navigate more to your cream makeups. Big bouffant hair. Now, if you haven't changed your hairstyle for 30 years and it's still being back-combed and it's still big on top and so on, we need a bit of width around here. We need a bit of width, but we don't need it up here. So have a look at your hairstyle. Think, okay, maybe I need to go to the hairdressers and have something a little bit more modern. And then on the list also regarding hair was too long hair. And I know a lot of ladies look lovely in long hair. So I'm not too much towards, don't really agree with that too much. I think it depends on whether it suits you. Now, in lockdown, I had to have long hair. Many of us did. I didn't cut it, I just let it grow. And I can see it doesn't suit me. It's unstyled, long, dragging my face down. And my face really does need, some height around here and a little bit of height up here, which is going to get by a bob cut. If you've got a small face like I've got, it's going to hide it. And it didn't work for me. If you're short, it's going to shorten you because it's dragging you down. So somebody petite like me again is better off with a shorter haircut. So I don't think it's quite as rule-based, don't have long hair, as the article says. I think it's very much person to person and unique. What I do agree with though is that we do need to update our hairstyle. So if you're still wearing the hairstyle that you had 5 years ago, maybe it's time to update it, or even 20 years ago, time to update it and have a look and see if there's something a bit more modern that will actually suit you and make you look more youthful. Being too conscious of your neck and hiding it too much. So if you're always wearing clothes that are hiding your neck, they say could be aging. And I think of that. I think of Diane Keaton because, years ago I noticed that she's always in films, always covering her neck. She could be on the beach in the summer and she's wearing a polo neck jumper in the film. And I just think that, you've got a real problem about your neck. And it's such a shame, because actually probably her neck isn't as bad as she thinks it is. And she would look lovely in a t-shirt and exposing her neck and wearing, some necklaces, or putting a little scarf on around her neck, doing something different. So being too conscious about our necks could be aging us. But I do understand that, if you can, it could be that you really, really, really do feel you've got a problem with your neck, and you really, really, really don't want to be showing it. And so maybe there's other options, perhaps a higher necked blouse, a modern blouse that's got a high neck. And so, for instance, there is one that I got recently from Sdeer. And you can have the neck down like a normal neck, or you can actually button it up so it's actually high up here. So maybe some sort of modern looking clothes that actually have incorporated in them a high neckline, rather than just going for a polo neck jumper and a polo neck jumper and a polo neck top and polo neck jumper all the time. A turtleneck. I mean, we say polo neck in the UK, a turtleneck. That's what I mean. Those turtleneck could be aging. Oh, I agree with this one. Embellished clothes, rhinestones they were talking about, but embellishment, that's what I mean. Sort of like crystals sewn onto clothes, rhinestones sewn onto clothes, and so on. If it's a trend item like sequins, that's fine, but be prepared that actually that's not going to be around forever, and wear it maybe in a modern way with a blazer over the top. But if you've got a top that has got like dainty little rhinestones around it, or little crystals around the neckline, that kind of thing, no, that is a dated look, and sold to people of our age because they think that we're going to like that. Oh, that's elegant, we're going to like that. But elegant will often, something sold as elegant will often make you look old. And your underwear showing. So when you're wearing your tight jeans, your white jeans, making sure that you're wearing invisible lined underwear. And there's some very good underwear that I bought recently from Marks and Spencer's, and the seam comes to just below, where your rear hits your thigh. So it's not showing through, because it's actually cutting off at a natural point in your leg anyway, a natural seam in your body. So it cuts off there, so it doesn't actually show, and in a nude colour. So when you're wearing your white jeans, making sure you're not showing your seams in your underwear through it. And a lot of these actually go for anybody. It's not just those of us over 50 or over 60. A lot of these points are true of anyone, whatever age. Not getting our colours done, not changing the colours we're wearing, still wearing the sort of colours that we wore when we were younger. We need to be aware that as we've got older and our skin's got lighter and our hair's got lighter and our eyes have got lighter even as well, that different colours are now going to suit us. And it may be that we were categorised wrong in the first place. For instance, there's a possibility that I was categorised incorrectly 30 years ago. I've been told now I'm cool, definitely soft, and I have got videos where I have my colours done. But it does mean that I'm wearing colours now that I would never have dreamt of when I was convinced I was an autumn. Now I've been told that I'm cool, I'm wearing pink a lot more and enjoying it, so I'm exploring it. But on the other hand, yellows and oranges that I was wearing and mustards that I loved, I've had to abandon. And this top here is a new purchase of mine, and it's from Balkan in a sale currently. Available, so I'll link it down below for you because it's a reduced price, but it's sort of the colours that now suit me. Whereas I've got a similar top to this in a yellow mustard colour that I wore a lot when I was younger and perhaps suited me. But now I know I can't wear that. I shouldn't wear that, not with my colouring now. So I'm gravitating more to the pinks. Barbie being around is actually fantastic for me.